Here we are then with Kiss, who I've become massively obsessed with in the last few weeks. I don't really know why. I just kind of got in the zone for Kiss, to be honest with you. And also, I've started humming Detroit Rock City to my son to get him to sleep at night. So he's getting kind of and it seems to work. So I have no complaints here from the parenting point of view. This is so much fun, this one. There's huge amounts of awesome guitar writing. There's doubled lines coming up later on. Just make sure you've got your E-flat tuned guitar, because if we're playing along with the album version of the song here, it's all tuned down a semitone. But in the meantime, let's get straight into it. This is Kiss with Detroit Rock City. I'm really going to enjoy this lesson too much. Like, I wish I'd had this lesson when I was a kid. Okay. The first thing you need to do is to learn about triplets, but let's not complicate it too much. This is the rhythm you need here on this 4th fret on your A string. Like that. And then the triplets come when you play the note like this. So, let's say you're Paul Stanley, lead guitar here, who wrote this song incidentally. Use your 3rd and 1st finger to alternate between that 4th and 2nd fret on your A string. Down and up with your picking hand. So that's nice and easy. You do that round 3 times. And then you're doing these 4th frets with those triplet patterns. Now, interestingly, when Paul Stanley plays it live, for some unknown reason, he doesn't actually play all the notes, which I'm sure you hear on the record, but when he plays live, he goes... So he misses out the last 2 for some reason, but we'll play all of them. What happens is the 2nd guitar part joins in on the 3rd time, which we're not going to play when we're doing it in our live performance later, but just to show you what happens, up on this 6th fret on the D string, you get the same rhythmic pattern, and the 6th and the 4th frets being alternated. So that only happens once on the 3rd time round. So so really the line is like this. Then you've got probably the coolest bit of the song, which is the power chords. Now it's an open E string. I always thought it was an A, but instead it's an open E string, so into the A power chord. Now every other tab that I've ever seen has this bit wrong, but what happens when Paul Stanley plays is he plays the open string again, and then uses his 3rd finger to play the 4th frets on the D string and the G string. So he goes... So make sure you play it like that, because that's how he does it, and he puts a little bit of vibrato in when it's live. And then there's this doubled section here. Now, I'm sure that this is 2 guitars on the album, but if you want to play it yourself, it's good practice to kind of pick doubled strings here. You're up here on the 6th fret this time, playing the D and the G. Quite hard to do that. So that same pattern we learnt before. And then you're going to land here on the C sharp, 4th fret, power chord. And Paul Stanley does this with the 1st finger, and then barring the 3rd finger across. Those 2 notes. Then you jump up to this 7th fret on the A string, which is essentially an E. Obviously we're tuned down a semitone, but I'll just use it in the chords that we know from standard tuning. Now this is something that Brian May does in Queen's We Will Rock You. He doubles the power chords, so you hear... So after playing the first one initially just once on the 4th fret, you jump up to the 7 and you double it. With the picking, jump over to this B, which is the 7th fret there. And then up here, and you're going to play this as a major chord. So using your 3rd finger all the way across. And jump down again. We'll do it again. And then we're going back to this really cool power chord riff again. By the way, a little trick, if you're playing this, you don't want the bottom string to ring all the time. So you slide down from here, from this 9th power chord that we did. And then mute that with your thumb if you want. Just to keep it nice and clean. Let's just have a little pause here because we've learnt the kind of initial riff here. We're going to get into the cool turnaround section. We'll do that in the next part of the video, but in the meantime, make sure you practice, keep on rocking, and we'll be back in part 2.